Alright, YouTube, we're back, of course, talking FF7. We're talking Remake Part 3. No fucking way, who'd have thought? We're talking about costumes, something I hadn't really thought of discussing for the next game up to this point. Came across a Reddit post from Stygian Sis, a fellow mutual within the community, and I thought it was a pretty interesting topic, so here we are. The different outfits and costumes in Rebirth, I think, were a fantastic addition. It is a little bit limited, because there's some characters only have, like, one option, right? Like Barrett and Red 13. But it still was a nice addition to the Remake trilogy. It's something we were actually kind of hopeful for even before the first game, even before we got Remake in our hands. We're hoping there'd be like some pretty cool outfits to have, even if it's like stuff that has already existed, like the Kingdom Hearts outfit for Cloud, or like his Cloudy Wolf outfit from Advent Children. Speaking of the limitations to the outfits, like it was pretty disappointing that we didn't get the loveless outfits for everybody. Like for one, it makes no sense because Red 13's alternate outfit in the game or costume, whatever you want to call it, is his loveless like alteration, right? Where he's like red and black or whatever. But he's the only one that got that. And we didn't get, Barrett and Cloud's fits, which I think were fucking cool. Probably the best costumes in the game that we don't have access to. You have the like kind of princess outfit that can be, either Yuffie, Tifa, or Aerith. All three should have got those as well. I mean, we already have 3 matching like Shinra uniforms, right, for Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud. So why can't like Tifa, Yuffie, and Aerith have the same matching outfit? It was just like a hugely missed opportunity because you already have those assets in the game. We already have the characters wearing those outfits. So why not let us free roam the world and play with those outfits? It's kind of in general, why does my boy Barrett get shafted all the time with outfits? In Ever Crisis, he has hardly any outfits compared to other characters. He's never on like new banners, it seems. And then you get to something like Rebirth, where he has just a sailor outfit. Like, and I know it's iconic to the character from the original FF7, but that's all he gets. And it's a fucking terrible outfit that I would never use. And it was onto the Reddit post that says, do you believe we will get costumes again in FF7R Part 3, and for what occasions? Kind of the interesting bit about the alternate costumes and outfits in Rebirth is that they are all story-related. Even like, the Loveless play is part of the story. Again, only Red 13 got his outfit, which is fucking annoying. But, they're all outfits that we wear at some point in the game, right? So going into the third game, that's kind of like the baseline, I suppose, is that if we're going to have outfits that are going to be story-related, potentially. So when and where in the upcoming events of the game, right, all of Disc 2 and Disc 3, would we potentially have other costumes to wear? To answer the first part of the Reddit post, at least get my thoughts on it, I do think we will have alternate outfits again in the third game, because it'd be kind of weird to introduce that mechanic into the second game only and then never use it again. For the when and the where, we can kind of get into that with the video, but I do think that the outfits that are in Rebirth could carry over. I mean, it's just literally drag and drop, put it in the next game, right? We probably wouldn't be able to use them or access them until a second playthrough, kind of similar to Rebirth, which I'm fine with. I think it'd be kind of cool for the first playthrough if they'd allow us to use alternate outfits, but I understand why they don't. Pretty popular reply I see on the Reddit post is warm clothing for obviously the snowy region we're going to go to in the next game with Icicle Inn and Great Glacier and Guy's Cliff and stuff. I think that makes sense. It's a pretty obvious one. The temperature there in the original FF7 is already like a gameplay mechanic where when you walk around the Great Glacier enough, you eventually pass out because of the cold. Then Mr. Hawzoff saves you. And then you also have the kind of minigame, I suppose, when you're climbing Guy's Cliff where you have to continuously stop and warm yourself up. I think it stands to reason that our group would have warm clothing in this section of the game, and you could go a couple different ways with it. We could just get warm clothing at Icicle Inn, right? We're in the snowy area. We're about to snowboard down the mountain. We need warm clothing for that. To me, it makes the most sense because why wouldn't they do that? But you could incorporate the passing out thing from the original FF7 where maybe we go around Great Glacier in our regular clothing, eventually pass out because of the cold. He saves us, and then maybe he gives us some warm clothing for the climb up Guy's Cliff. I'm more of a fan of the former, but either way it really works. It doesn't matter. To be honest, there's a few characters that probably don't need like cold weather outfits. I don't think Vincent would be bothered by the cold at all. Red 13 would be just fine, and obviously Kate Sith is a goddamn robot cat, so he doesn't need an outfit at all. Though I want them all three to have one. For other moments where we could potentially get more outfits or costumes for our characters, we have a couple Shinra things upcoming if we're following the original FF7. We're going to have to get our hands on the submarine eventually, the Highwind itself, and also we're going to parachute back into Midgar. And all those moments could incorporate some Shinra outfits for our characters. We already have, the trooper outfit for Cloud and Tifa. I mean, we had one for Aerith, but we're not going to need that shit anymore. Really, any of those moments within the game could have the rest of our party getting their hands on like Shinra trooper outfits or any kind of like Shinra disguise. I think it'd be kind of cool to have like matching, fits for everybody because I do like to use like the Shinra trooper outfit for Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith when it comes to Rebirth. The idea is that whenever we're trying to take the Highwind or take the submarine, we're doing it stealthily. We're getting costumes for that, or when we parachute back into Midgar, we try to be in disguise or something. I think the last one makes a lot of sense too because we're wanted by the Shinra company pretty much through all of the FF7 story, right? They even try to like live execute Tifa and Barrett and shit. Whenever meteors are already going to crash on the planet, the execution doesn't even fucking matter, but they just want to like kill us because we're attached to Avalanche, right? So I think it makes sense once we get back into Midgard that, everybody's going to know who we are. We've been wanted for like ever, right? We have our wanted posters like altered in Rebirth, right? So maybe that doesn't matter too much, but that's just an idea. But speaking of Tifa's live execution, that's actually a moment from the original Final Fantasy VII where we have a couple characters with alternate outfits. We have Kate Sith in this moment right here, very terribly disguised, but of course it works in the OG FF7. I think he's like a reporter or something like that. Or maybe he's just there to like watch the live execution or something. I don't know. And then as Kate Sith and Baird are escaping, we come across Yuffie, who is disguised as a news reporter. We already have that section from the original FF7 where we do have some characters putting on disguises to infiltrate Shinra and try to save our group, right? It's kind of interesting because we don't have like Red 13, Vincent, and Sid in that moment. I don't know where they're at or where they're supposed to be at, and that's maybe something they'll cover in the third game. Like, what were they doing in those moments? Or maybe they get some fucking disguises too. I want to see that shit. I want to see Vincent in disguise. Give me that. I'd actually love to see like very like serious and stoic Vincent put on like a different outfit and try to pass off as like a news reporter or a Shinra employee or something like that. At the same time, Vincent might not need an outfit just because he already has a history with the Shinra company, obviously. And he sort of kind of worked for them still or something. I don't know exactly. He's like a security guard for like the the basement of the Shinra Manor, the fucking hidden lab down there. It depends on what like his relationship is with the Shinra company now. If they would like try to kill him on site or something. I don't know what the continuity of the story is supposed to be for the remake project. And same thing with Sid. Sid obviously has a history with the Shinra company, so he might not need an outfit. He could just be like, I'm here trying to talk to somebody or something. I don't know, whatever. He'd be like, I'm here to talk about the rocket that's in the middle of my fucking town when we're going to space, bitch. Where's Palmer? Also think it'd be pretty funny to have like Red 13 put on another outfit, but this time it not work. Because it realistically shouldn't have worked, on the ship or whatever. Like nobody should think that that's an actual Shinra trooper. So maybe they go that route again, but this time like he gets caught or something. Another kind of random possibility I thought of is that with Rebirth, we got Yuffie in a kimono outfit, and we're obviously going to go to Wutai at some point in the story for the third game, and maybe our group or some of our group gets a kind of kimono outfit for disguises. I don't know what the purpose would be exactly. Maybe they just don't want outsiders at all in Wutai, potentially. So we got to kind of like infiltrate Wutai. If we're following the original FF7, then Yuffie might, sell our material at some point. And we got to like chase her into Wutai. We might need disguises or something. It's actually kind of a good question I hadn't thought of at this point for the remake trilogy is whether or not that's going to happen. Like, how are they going to handle the Yuffie Wutai stuff? Is she going to be, stealing from our group? Because I can't picture the Yuffie we have in the remake trilogy stealing materia from our group, right? Because all throughout the FF7 story, once you have Yuffie in the party, like they hint at it a lot where she wants to like take our materia and stuff, right? And I don't think they've done that with remake, I guess not intermission, but like Rebirth. I don't think they did that. I could be wrong. It's been a minute since I did like a full playthrough of Rebirth, so I could be completely wrong on that. I am currently playing through Rebirth right now. I'm doing a bunch of miscellaneous shit, and I'm going to hop into the hard mode. But I just don't remember them hinting at Yuffie wanting to steal our materia. But if they go that route, that's perfectly fine. But I'm just kind of curious what you guys thought on that. Like, how do you think they're going to handle the Yuffie Wutai stuff? Is it going to be something completely brand new, or is she going to steal material from everybody? I think a really cool possibility is having outfits in the game that aren't story related, because we've kind of gone through like locations and places where we might have outfits, but maybe you just find outfits in the world, or you buy them from shops. When you backtrack and we go to like Junon and go to Costa del Sol and stuff, maybe there's like a shop there where you can buy outfits now that aren't story related that you can kind of wear at any point. Maybe you still can't wear them yet. Maybe it's like a second playthrough thing where you can buy the outfits or something. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have outfits that aren't just tied to the story stuff that we just get as we're progressing the story. It'd be kind of cool to be able to accumulate some outfits throughout, the game somewhere that we find or buy or something. Like an honorable mention, I guess, is you have like Ever Crisis, which just has like a bunch of outfits for everybody that you could maybe incorporate some of those into the third game somehow, some way. I don't know. Again, non-story related, obviously. And just kind of like a personal want in some ways. I want our group in like Turk outfits, just the black suit and tie and stuff like that. I kind of would like to see all of our group wearing that. I think that'd be pretty cool. It can maybe also be tied to the story elements a little bit, like as disguises, but at the same time, I don't know how like well known all the Turks are, and I don't even know how big the Turks are meant to be, because it's obviously like Song, Rena Rude, Elena, and it used to be Cisne, but like besides them, are there supposed to be more Turks out there that we just don't know about or don't ever really see? Because then you couldn't really disguise yourself as a Turk. Anyway, other than what we talked about in this video, I can't really think of other moments in the FF7 story going forward where we can incorporate, new outfits or something like that. So that's where I pass off to you guys. What are your thoughts? Think there's going to be more outfits in the third game? Are they going to incorporate them into the story? What locations or moments in the story would outfits make the most sense? And what would they be? Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @davidYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Rogaine, or leave it like Cobain.